I'd like to introduce Geoffry Caude, who's the president of PIANC, to make some opening remarks, and he'll be followed by Nick Cutmore. Thank you, Geoffry.
Thank you, Todd. Good morning, everybody, and I'm very happy that we have this session and this conference from our coalition today. I wanted to thank particularly those who have been able to travel from very far distances, from Singapore, from Iran. We have about 20 countries, so we have a real international panel, and I think this is a great opportunity. Let me just tell you a few things about PIANC, about the way we are trying to expand and how we are involved into this coalition. So, of course, those who know PIANC know that we provide guidance on sustainable waterborne transport infrastructure for both ports and waterways, and that we have been trying to set up a network of international fellow experts and professionals, and we are producing guidance on all those things. At this stage, we are about 40 qualifying members, 27 well organized with a national section, and we have more than 2,000 individual members, including students, and 450 corporate members. We are trying to work very close with sister associations on international level. It's very important, IAPH, for instance, IMPA, and Nick Cutmore will also give you some information. And for us, it's very important to work together in order to derive guidance in all those sectors. If we have just a quick look at the way we are expanding worldwide, you have the national sections, which are in brown here. You see United States, Argentina, for instance, in the Americas, most of Europe, Iran, India, Australia, and South Africa. And we are trying to expand into the violet countries. So it's very important for us to expand. Just a few milestones about the way PIANC has been involved into climate issues. We created the environmental commissions headed by Todd Bridges in a couple of weeks in 1994, and we were involved into the drivers about climate change in navigation, trying to make a link between the science and the application and the practical way of managing those infrastructures. Of course, we created a permanent task group on climate change, and Todd Bridges is heading this permanent task group. And we've been involved into COP21, 22, and probably will try to be also in COP23 in Berlin. The initiative of this coalition, Navigating a Changing Climate, was a strong impulse and dynamic created by COP21, where we tried to work together into telling the other people, stakeholders, that we can work together in taking into account the changing climate issues. And that was something very important, and I'm very pleased that due to the action of Jan Broek and the other members, we were able to have about 10 partners. I'll come back to this later. In fact, what are the main goals of our initiative? We want to enhance the visibility on 4 pillars, being sustainability as a whole, resilience, which is, of course, important for our infrastructures and to deal with infrastructures on a long-term issue, integration for the coastal structures in the coastal managements, and for the inland navigation in navigable water basin management as a whole, and for ports with intermodality in a broader sense. And of course, but you will have some presentation on this, working with nature philosophy, taking into account that we are in the very earliest stages of the projects dealing with nature. Here you have an overall look on all our partners. We are 10, IPH, IHMR. Nick Cutmore will tell us more about the pilots associations involvement. And it's very good that we have this broad coalition working together, which means a force of conviction for the future to pull the ideas and also to build up an action plan for 5 years to come between 2016 and 2020, in fact. We have gathered also supporters, and that's something very important. At this stage, we have 28 supporters, which is a very good thing for us. So as you can see, you have supporters from the Philippines, from Australia, from France, from Belgium, and many ports are involved into this process. For instance, here Bremen ports, but you can see also the port of Antwerp and other puertos del estado, either associations of ports, of course, and also individual ports, which is something very important. So we look forward to have more supporters in the future, trying an ongoing process to be followed. If I look just at the involvement of PIANC into the action plan, mainly we are producing reports through working groups and with different members from different nationalities, and I would mention here 4 of these. Working Group 176 about practical application of the working with nature philosophy. Working Group 178, which is a very broad topic, is climate change adaptation and inland and maritime navigation infrastructure, which probably will be derived in a couple of months. Another on 188, guidance on carbon management for port and navigation infrastructure projects. And last but not least, we started also a working group on resilience of maritime and inland waterborne transport system as a whole. So this is an ongoing process which should deliver those reports as soon as possible, and it's part of the share of PIANC into the overall plan. Just have a look because one of our partners, Imarest, is taking the website as a responsibility. You can find it here, and you can find daily information on what's happening in the coalition, what are the upcoming events organized by one partner or the other, and of course you have also a list of the supporters which I mentioned. For instance, here you have the NAV Climate News, which you can download easily as an information on our website. And of course, if you want to be a supporter, and ask those who'd like to do so, do not hesitate. It's important to show that we all share the same interest in growing the awareness about the climate change issues, being mitigation or adaptation in all cases. Then, in this last slide, just like to tell you what we are expecting from the conference. I think is to enhance our common understanding on the topics we are dealing with and our networking on those topics, to learn more about best practices from the experience which will be presented, about adaptation solutions, which is a difficult topic, low carbon solution to fill the gap, improve our action plan because it's an ongoing process, and of course bring on board more supporters. That's what I wanted to tell you in a few words, and enjoy this nice conference. Thank you very much.
Thank you.